guys, welcome to my channel. It's nice to have you here. I will say, I've been trying to keep my makeup purchases in check a bit more lately. I've just been trying to be more selective about the things I'm bringing in. I feel like there's just a real overload right now in terms of newness, and I'm trying to just be a little more choosy about the things I get. Well, I did go to Walmart here recently. Now, keep in mind, over the past couple of weeks, I've been dealing with some migraine headache situations, and now here last week, I feel like I've kind of squashed the issue a little bit, knock on wood. I feel like I've helped things quite a bit with hydration, with making sure to eat frequent small meals. I think that's another thing. But I had the opportunity to get out of the house and I'm like, yes, let's do this. And makeup aisle, absolutely, let's check that out. And I certainly found a few new things that I really was genuinely interested in. I did ask myself before purchasing, like, am I just wanting this because it's new and different, or do I have a genuine interest in it? And I am really into it. And here's the first thing that I want to talk about from Neutrogena. We got several new things here from Neutrogena, and this is the Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. It's under the Healthy Skin umbrella, and a lot of people really like the Healthy Skin foundation. So I thought, you know, I've had some really excellent success with certain Neutrogena makeup products here and there, so I really wanted to try it. It has SPF 30, antioxidant, A, C, and E. I got the shade Sheer Fair 20. It appeared to maybe be right for me and possibly just a little bit deeper, which is odd with the name Fair. But with products like this, I know they tend to have some sheerness to them, so sometimes I feel like I can take advantage of that little extra color. Oh, it's really raining outside right now. Here we go. Let's get a large pearl-sized amount of this. And we're just gonna dab it on, whoa, not the hair. But I was playing around with this yesterday and I was really thinking a lot about my Nude Sticks tinted cover. Kind of wondering, is this gonna be like that? And I do think it really has a similar finish on the skin. Another thing that I recently kind of put in that ballpark was the Maybelline Urban cover, but this I think is a little more glowy, a little more radiant looking, and a little lighter coverage. So it sort of reminds me more of the Nude Sticks, I guess, this stuff does. But as I get it all blended in, see the glow on the skin? And now I have moisturized lightly. I think I've decided that even though this is a product maybe some people could get away with just using it one and done, like moisturizer and tint in one. If you're going a little bit more normal to dry with your skin type, you might want a light bit of moisturizer underneath still. It definitely has a sunscreeny scent to it, but I can use the SPF. So I've got this all on here, and just look at the cheeks. You know, there's a radiance that just instantly comes out, and that's a quality that I always felt like the Nude Sticks had. Full coverage? No. But does it just give the whole overall finish of your skin a lift? Absolutely. And this actually wore pretty well on me throughout the day. I did make sure to set it at least lightly all over, but I had pretty good staying power with that. Now the other Neutrogena thing, I guess there's just one other, yeah, Neutrogena thing. It's the concealer. So this says Radiant Cream Concealer. Real close to Radiant Creamy Concealer like NARS, huh? But it says peptides and antioxidants. It's under that Healthy Skin umbrella as well. And I got it in the shade Bisque Light Medium 02. You really want to look at the shades, because I want to say the number that was up from this actually appeared to be slightly deeper in tone. So really try your best to give it a good look. But I mean, if you're like my skin tone, I do think this Sheer Fair is a pretty good match for me, and this is a pretty good color match for concealer. It's not a lot lighter if you're looking for a more lightening and brightening concealer, but it's pretty good in terms of a match, I must say. So I'm gonna dab this on. I feel like I can use a little extra of this. It's not a super duper full coverage concealer, and I mean, I want to like it. I really want to get excited about this healthy skin stuff from Neutrogena, but at the same time, I mean, you be the judge. I'm gonna get this all blended out. In hindsight, I maybe would have gone even lighter than this. I'm not sure how much was available that was lighter than this, come to think of it. But I wouldn't have minded a bit more brightening, and I don't feel like the coverage is that great. And I think about e.l.f. now with their hydrating version of the Camo Concealer, which still on me turns out to be great coverage, and offers some hydration. This would be kind of like a hydrating, more lightweight concealer. And that's sometimes what people want, and that can have a very good look, like a really fresh look, kind of blending on top of a product that's light like this. I know I've talked about the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer being a good one like that. Sometimes you want a little lighter concealer. You don't always need the fullest coverage. But I still think, like if I'm making a recommendation here, I would edge toward the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo. Just using a small amount of it, a little goes a long way with that product, and I don't think it'll look too heavy, even applied alongside some lighter products like this. But as you can see, that did add some coverage. I got it right between the eyes there. I got it under the eyes, sort of around the mouth and chin area. I think the skin looks pretty great, but we're talking light coverage, just so you know. Now, while I am incorporating all of my new stuff, I'm gonna also have to throw in some things that aren't so new to complete the look, you know what I'm saying? So we got some Maybelline Fit Me loose powder here, the fair shade, and I'm gonna use this to set my under eye. Just a light bit of this powder. This would be a great alternative if you don't want to spend Laura Mercier dollars. If you want to spend some drugstore dollars, this works pretty well, I think. And I kind of like using it for the under eye, whereas I might apply a different kind of powder all over the face. This kind of keeps things a little bit brighter on the under eye area. And I use kind of a pressing or dabbing motion with my e.l.f. small tapered brush. And I just kind of keep this to the under eye and the center of the face and T-zone area. And like I said, I had some pretty excellent staying power, I thought, with the overall complexion, which is impressive when it's a light coverage, just lighter weight product in general. You know, we expect more out of the stuff that's like super stay 24-hour full coverage, whatever. But if it's just something like sheer tint, we don't necessarily expect it to last as well, but this lasted well. And then just all over the rest of the face, I grabbed out my Milani Prep Set and Glow. So this is an illuminating transparent powder. It's only going to come in the one shade, and something I love about this is that I feel it does a great job of giving you the finish of like realistic skin. You know when your skin is clean and you just washed it and you kind of look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, there is a natural glow that comes off of clean skin. That's kind of what this gives, I guess, the clean skin glow. It's not going to be a shimmery, highlighter-y type product, but it just kind of goes over your skin and sets it. It does what you want a powder to do, but it still makes everything look really kind of natural and touchable, if you know what I mean. I got a little too aggressive with my tweezers earlier, and I nipped a bit of the skin, not just the hair. Oops. Okay, so there's some of that Prep Set and Glow lightly all over. To compare that to a product a lot of people might be familiar with, maybe some of the different Hourglass powders, the ambient lighting powders, kind of like that. Okay, it's not anywhere near being a full-on highlighter, but it just gives the skin a little bit of natural glow. But texture-wise, you touch it, and that's what I'm comfortable with. Okay, that's what I want to go out in the world with. If I have, you know, a little baby cheek come up against my cheek, I'm not thinking, oh, there goes all that makeup just transferring right over. There's a softness and a little bit more of a velvety smoothness happening here. Water! Good old Hydromate keeping me hydrated. I'm going to use my Rimmel Radiance Brick today. This is in the shade medium. This is not new, but I do love it. And it's just got a nice kind of little gradient of depths there. And I can use this real easy just around the hairline or for a light bit of contour and not really have to think too much about it. I'm finding there are fewer and fewer days that I really want to be slaving over contour. You know, I just kind of like the light veil of something. So I just dab into the pretty much this deeper end of it, and I just sweep it in there. It's what I would call a low margin for error kind of product. Hard to go wrong. Okay guys, are you ready for something new? I saw a lot of new stuff in the hard candy section. Really tried to be choosy as I looked over what was there and what I thought might be worth trying and truly genuinely interested me. And I saw this Just Glow Silk Blush plus Mango Butter. And I think they may have had a couple of shades of this, and this is in the shade Gush Blush. It says, soft and luxurious, finely milled powder, seamless application provides a subtle golden shimmer for a natural glow. So I'm all about a shimmery blush, and this one really excites me. Now you can see that shimmer. I mean, it really does look like a smooth shimmer, not something that's gonna be chunky, real flaky, and I will tell you it's very pigmented. This doesn't look like world's deepest, darkest shade, but you only need a little dab into this. And what I like is that it isn't just 100% all color on your cheeks, then you do still see some of the shimmer. You know, the Beauty Bakery Cotton Candy Champagne palette is so good about showing color and shimmer. You don't just end up getting one or the other translating on the cheeks, you get both. And this is kind of good about that as well. It's maybe even a little stronger on the pigment than the shimmer, but you'll see what I mean. I kind of roll the brush into it, tap off any excess, and get it going here on the cheeks. And I feel like I end up with a little bit of a pretty glow still. Not wildly glowy, but just kind of a soft sheen. Definitely a blush I would recommend building up little by little. You know, you apply a little bit and then you're like, okay, I can do just a little more. It's hard to take away, but you can definitely add a little as you go. And it just maintains such this natural, like, gentle glow to the cheeks. Really pretty color. Can't remember what the other color was that was available. I'm taking this kind of right across the bridge of my nose. That was one of those viewer recommended tips a while back. And then for highlighter, let's use this one from In Studio, the little 97-cent makeup brand. Who saw that video that I did where I went all through the 97-cent little end cap line that's new at Walmart? And a couple of the gems, spoiler alert there, a couple of the gems were definitely the blush and the highlight. So I've got the highlight here in the shade called Rose Glow, although it could not be a more typical champagne highlight to me. So I dip my Moda Highlight and Glow brush in there, and we'll just get that right here on the cheek. Just buff it in and get a really pretty gentle glow there. Love that. I swipe it on, and then I buff. You'll notice as you buff, you might lose just a teeny bit of flake, but that's what you want, you know? Get the riffraff off of there and let's just have the pretty subtle glow. Take anything extra on your brush down the nose or across the forehead. I'll put a little right here. Cupid's bow. Very nice. Now, there was a third Neutrogena product. I knew I wasn't going crazy here. This is the Radiant Setting Spray, Healthy Skin Line. Again, it just says peptides. Any more explanation on that? Antioxidant rich, radiant booster, and skin perfector weightlessly sets and locks makeup. With peptides, this setting spray is formulated to leave the skin looking radiant and refreshed. Okay, it does have a nice little hard to put your finger on, barely there scent. Let me see if I can kind of get that for you. For Miss, it's just like fresh, but not overly scented. It's gonna be a kind of scent you're sort of having to look for. Disappears as everything, you know, kind of trickles on down to the face, but I like that. I can see an effect from this for sure. It's definitely kind of a radiant spray. For mists, I feel like is ideal. I almost think about, okay, let's hit forehead, chin, cheek, and cheek, and I really like what that's doing now on top of all of my various layers of powder that I have on. So the complexion, I mean, how do we feel about this? I'm feeling pretty good. I would say this is performing quite well. What I would probably end up being a little more satisfied with is a concealer with slightly more coverage added to this, okay? So we're talking, like I said, an e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, or maybe even a Maybelline Age Rewind Brightener type thing might be good. Ooh, paired with this, like a little on top. Little less of this product applied, add a little Maybelline. That's the way I'm gonna go moving forward, yes. I'm just solving my problems here with you. This, of course, while not new, is a great loose powder, and the Milani Prep Set and Glow, a powder that gives the natural skin-like veil. That's some really great stuff there. Got the Radiance Brick on. The new Silk Blush, good stuff. Really nice product if you're into a lightly luminous finish, but still a really strongly pigmented blush. The highlight's great. And I'm digging this setting spray. I'm kind of wondering if maybe this was part of the reason why everything lasted so well yesterday. I mean, I said it, but then I missed it. We're gonna go on to brows now. This is my Physicians Formula Brow Last in the shade Dark Brown. And it's not new, but it's kind of a nice all-in-one product. I think Physicians Formula did a good job keeping all of the elements of this product in one. You know, you've got this cream, which you do have to be a little careful with. It's got this angled brush, stiff angled brush, but then in the same applicator, you've got your, spoolie. Yes. So it reminds me a bit of the effect of a pomade, but you just don't have the jar and the separate tool. The tool and everything stays all connected. But you do have to watch yourself. Especially your first go around with this, a lot of cream is going to come off. So I do a lot of this type of move. But if I do, I mean, I've got it pretty well controlled and it gives you a lot of hold. So you're also not really needing at all any kind of finishing touch setting gel. So I kind of start in the middle of the brow because the middle of my brow is what can handle the most stuff. And then as I work out toward the tail, it's like, okay, some's wearing off and that's natural, that seems right. And then as I'll go toward the inner part, there'll be a lighter amount on here. So you might need to dip back for more, but you also might be able to get away with this. But you can really feel it as it sets. You can feel it starting to hold. And if you've got a decent amount of brow hair like I do, and you want it to really stay nicely in place, you'll appreciate this. But yeah, this was not a new purchase. I'm just trying to use it up, really. I've had it for a while. I think that's even enough. I have a new eye primer, guys. It's from Profusion. It's the No Budge Eyeshadow Primer. I wore this yesterday. I did not pay attention to whether things budged. I will pay attention today, I promise. It does, however, have a similar feel to Milani. Okay, so between the fingers, similar feel, but look at what it's doing on the lids. Do you feel like it's kind of offering a little more coverage? Because I think it might be. You know, just evening that lid a bit more. I think so. I don't mind that. Couple reasons why I was playing with my new stuff yesterday was because I really wanted to get a feel for how those complexion products were going to be. Just to have a little more info to share with you. And also, I got 2 different eye duos. Where's this coming from? I didn't hear a thing about this. Milani's sneaking this stuff out into Walmart. I used this yesterday, this duo called Hot Couple. And it was really strong on the matte side of it, and then the shimmery side, while it swatched beautifully and it applied really nicely with a finger across the lid, it did not take so well to the brush. I felt like I was not getting the fullest intensity at all until I brought my good old index finger into the equation there. So that's what that one looks like. It's very, I don't know, basic, standard warm brown, medium warm brown, and then this kind of mix of gold and copper, I'd call that shade. And then this will be my first time using this, but when I swatched this swatched like an absolute dynamo the other day. This is the one called Soulmate. Yeah, you'd think I was gonna pick this one. This duo looks so nice, this wine color, and then this really pretty, like pinky, kind of purpley, kind of orchid. If you stirred up pink and orchid and a little bit of dusty rose, you'll have this shade. So that swatched even a bit more smoothly than the metallic in this one, so I have high hopes for this. Now, when I use these basic products like this, I'm not trying to go hog wild crazy. I'm trying to show you how like this basic duo applies in a very typical way, like just so we can see how does it go on the lid, how does it go in the crease. I'm not trying to bring you editorial glam here, okay? We're just trying to review a product essentially and see how it goes with the typical ways, I should say, most people might try to apply it, okay? So I think I'm gonna actually go for my darker shade here first. It's pretty dark, and ooh, yes, dab this on the outer corner and wedge it up. That means flipping the brush over and letting that product just come up to the crease. Now I've got my new toric lenses in, which cater to astigmatism, and they're, I guess, weighted. So the lens is kind of sitting in the certain way it should on my eye, and if you rub your eye or if you would kind of get your finger in there and move it around a little bit, things look different. And sometimes when I'm doing my eye makeup and I'm really like wiggling around on the lid there, I've noticed, oh, I really can notice my lens moving around just a little. Okay, so this is just application, just patting it on. Now I'm gonna use my little Profusion Firm Blending Eyeshadow ES2. This is the Profusion version of a Sigma E25 that I would normally use in this step. I'm just gonna let that blend out, and I want you to see what this color does as it shears. Really pretty, but taking on a very pinkish look. Not so much purple, but really berry, I guess. If you wanted to add a little more in, you could just go straight in with this. And I kind of tap a little on the lid. With both duos, I've been impressed by the matte shade. And I would combine them, but at the same time, I don't want you to have to think like, okay, I'd have to buy two to get the look she did. I want you to see what a duo look, just a two shadow look would be. All right, now we're going to wipe off our flat brush here and see how this shimmer applies. Just packed on with the brush. Keep in mind it's swatched great with the finger, and it's applying pretty nicely here with the brush. Really smooth. Let's continue on this eye and just see if things are any different, drastically different if I use my finger. I think there might be a little more punch to the color if you use your finger, but this shade applied better with the brush than that coppery one did. And that kind of reminds me of some of the inconsistency I've seen in Milani's larger palettes too. Like that Gilded Gold one was really good, but remember the other one that I had reviewed, like the nude eyeshadow palette, it had some kind of screwy things going on here and there. So now how about we take kind of a full pencil brush. This is a Small Firm Eyeshadow ES4 from Profusion. And we could take our little deep shade. Sorry if I'm not in focus. There we go. And I'm just first tapping the brush on the outer part of my lower lash line and just letting whatever else is there come inward. All right, so that's what you get if you use that duo and that duo alone. We've packed on the color in the outer corner. We've given that splash of metallic on the lid. We've gone under the eye as well. Hi. Now, since I've basically gone all around my eye in berry, I do want to make sure I've got a nice pop on my lower inner rim. This is the L'Oreal Infallible, just the pencil liner in white. Now, I really prefer my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight, but I lost it, so I need to get myself another one, and until then, this is the light liner I'm gonna use. And it just neutralizes any pinky look that might be happening there in your lower inner rim, and I think widens the eye a bit and just plays a little bit better with a pinky shade around the eye. For eyeliner, I'm gonna use my Milani Stay Put Matte in Coffee Matte. I'm out of my black shade of this, but this brown is like near black, and I'm just gonna go across my upper lash line real quick. I am going for a bit of a wing here today. And then for my mascara, this is a kind of new product here that I've already talked about it in videos before, but it's the Falsies Lash Lift from Maybelline, and I really, really like this mascara. Surprised at how much I liked it on like the first go round and have continued to enjoy it. I think it gives great separation to the lashes, gives me the look of a lot of lashes, very feathery, but nice length as well, builds on itself well. It's along the lines of the way I feel about Lash Paradise, if not just a little more dramatic than that. So I would recommend this if you're looking for a new mascara to try. The brush is kind of that small, subtle hourglass, I'd call it, very shallow right there. I never like it when those are too deep because then the center of the brush becomes obsolete because it can't reach any lashes, but this one definitely can, and I'll get in closer so you can see it really going on. And I've been pleased with the wear of this, not getting too smudgy on me or anything. You see the difference between the two eyes there, like just a great amount of length. And curl holding, it can do that too, so yay for that. I haven't been wearing a lot of eyeliner lately, so I like glance up at myself in the little monitor. I'm like, wow, that's different. Now for lips, this last thing, this is from Hard Candy, and they had like a special spread of products with Marilyn Monroe on them, and the packaging was really cute. I even saved the box to show you here on this tinted lip balm. It's got like little roses on the outside, just super cute. And this says Coconut Rose Tinted Lip Balm, Hard Candy and Marilyn Monroe. And the tube here is kind of a cardboard type packaging design. It's got the roses on there, got Marilyn's face. This is what the product looks like, and it smells fantastic. Coconut Rose, absolutely. I'm kind of picking up on both, probably a little heavier on the coconut. And then look at the pretty color it gives off too. It's definitely buildable. So I'll give you a light go round here, okay? Now I'm feeling quite a bit of moisture here, but if you apply it just lightly, that's what it looks like. And then if you build it up a little more, you get a little stronger pinky berry look. There was another shade of this. I'm almost wishing I got it. Only thing that's a little questionable is as you use it, you can feel it kind of, just a hint of movement there within that twist up stick. This is one where it's close to this bullet, so to speak, but it's not exactly hugging it. So there's a little room for movement on the actual product itself. We'll see how that goes with some time and use, but for right now, I mean, it's a very pleasant feeling product on the lips, and I really like that level of color. Kind of like a little more pinky, lighter pink than the Nivea Blackberry. So guys, out of the stuff that was new to this haul, new to this video, I think I'm really excited about this Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. I'm pleased with the staying power. I like just the overall way it makes my skin look when I put it on. I mean, knowing that it is light coverage and all that, it just gives a nice radiance overall to the skin. And going forward with the concealer, which I was a little, not so enthusiastic about, I want to try pairing this with just a dab, like boop, boop under each eye of my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Brightener. I think it will benefit a lot, just the tone, the coverage. I think it's going to pull everything together. It's the answer we need. I like this Hard Candy blush a whole lot, and I really like the Hard Candy lip balm, the Marilyn Monroe. Great scent, really beautiful color. This Milani duo, if you're into berry, if you like kind of a berry pinky orchid look, the one called Soulmate is really, really nice. I feel like the shimmer shade in here is actually like kind of a unique shade. This one, not as unique, and the shimmer was not as strong. Liking the setting spray, gonna continue to use that and really evaluate the way makeup wears with it. And same deal also for the Profusion. What I really need to look at is, will my product wear as well as Milani with this? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what new things you've been running into. Does your Walmart have more new stuff than mine? Let me know. Thank you for your video requests. As always, thank you to everybody who's been saying, I've been praying for you. I've been hoping that you don't have any more migraines. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. And I will see you again soon. Bye.